I want to talk to you today about something that held me back from weight loss for years. Perfectionism. I would say to myself, okay, tomorrow morning I'm going to start no carbs, no sugar. I'd wake up in the morning and I'd say, today's the day, I'm going to do this. By lunchtime, I already messed up. And I would feel guilty. I would feel ashamed. I would feel hard on myself, which would make me want to eat more. Sound familiar? Here's the truth: perfection is totally just a myth. Nobody's perfect. We all mess up. We all slip up. We all make mistakes. We all have a past that we're not proud of. But here's the thing: if we work towards progress and we focus on the progress instead of our imperfection, progress happens. When we celebrate every little victory that we have, whether it be having a healthy meal or going for a walk or taking or using strategies to not emotionally eat or comfort eat or stress eat, when we have these little victories and we celebrate them, we find ourselves propelled to be able to move forward and not as focused on, oh my gosh, I didn't do that perfectly. If you're focused always in a positive way, it's going to take you out of that negative mindset, and mindset is key to your success. We don't need to be perfect. We just have to keep moving forward. This shift was totally a game changer for me because for many years I thought that food was my problem. I thought food was the enemy. I thought, oh, if only I could fight the food, if only I knew how to stop eating, if only. My if onlys were empty because my problem wasn't the food. My problem, what was going on in here and in here. My problem was that my coping strategy was to turn to food instead of deal with the emotional issues or deal with the stress or deal with things in the past that lingered inside me. And that kept me in a negative place. That kept me eating. That kept me going back for more comfort until I realized that unless I get this emotional healing, unless I learn coping strategies, I am never going to see success. And I started to say to myself, instead of saying, oh, I need to eat, what can I eat now? I started saying, oh, what can I plan to eat for the rest of the week that's going to be nutritious, energizing, delicious, and that I can look forward to, instead of focusing on getting that comfort. I was focusing on blessing my body and helping my body to get healthier. And that was something that I'd never done before. I only looked at food as taste. I only looked at food as, oh, well, it really makes me feel good. But it never made me feel good. It never made me feel good. That's the truth. It doesn't make you feel good. You think it's going to, and you put it in your mouth and it feels like it feels good for 5 seconds or the 5 minutes you're eating it. But how do you feel afterwards? You feel, oh, I failed again. Oh, I really didn't want to do that. Ah, oh, how did that happen? I didn't want to do that, right? So if you take yourself out of that toxic cycle and you start to look at food in a healthy way and form a healthy relationship with food, while alongside you're dealing with the emotions and the stress and the triggers that drive you towards overeating, it's a win-win situation and you are going to lose weight. Imagine waking up in the morning and looking forward to breakfast because it's nutritious, it's delicious, it's going to fuel your body, it's going to give you energy, instead of looking at food as a reward or punishment because you're restricting yourself on a diet and you resent that. How about you say, oh, I'm so looking forward to this good meal that I know is going to bless my body. This type of mindset change is full of self-love. It's full of blessing your body. It's full of doing the right things that will help you lose weight in a sustainable way that you will enjoy. I stopped obsessing over the scale and focused on my health because although it was important to me to lose weight, I was 350 pounds, so obviously, but I said if I do the right things, I'm going to lose weight. So I focused on doing the right things. I focused on changing my behaviors. I focused on changing how I think about food. And these are huge game changers, and they are powerful, and they will help you so much. Here's something you really need to know. You are allowed to enjoy food. And I'm telling you right now, I love food. I'm not obsessed with the foods I used to have all the time, like the ice cream and the sweets and the sugar and tons of flour. But I enjoy food tremendously, and I have found foods I like just as much as the old binge foods, just as much as the old trigger foods, just as much as the things I used to go to for comfort. I don't go to these foods for comfort. I go because I know they're healthy and I look forward to them, and I have my meal and I move on and have the rest of my day. Then I have my next meal and I enjoy it just as much. You can enjoy your food. When we go on a diet, we think, oh, I'm never going to eat something I like again. I really hate dieting. First of all, I don't diet. I've changed my life to having a healthy lifestyle, which includes good, nutritious food. That thinking is so much better than I hate dieting. I have to give up everything I love. Instead of giving up everything I love, I gained things I love, and I lost the things that were hurting my body, that were destroying my health, and that were making me miserable in this vicious cycle of guilt and shame and pain and remorse. And it was just nasty. You know the cycle. If you're there, you know it. But there's a way out, and you can take the same steps I took to get out of it. When we give ourselves the freedom to enjoy food without guilt, we break the chains of restriction and we allow true balance to enter our life. Can you imagine that? Feeling balanced. I feel balanced. I feel calm about food. I feel peaceful about my food. Can you imagine feeling peaceful about your food and enjoying it and never feeling again like I freaking hate this? Food and your relationship with food can be beautiful without harming you. Be beautiful while being healthy. Be beautiful while being nutritious. The next mindset change is about thinking about trusting yourself, going from self-doubt to self-trust. Now, I know that sounds like a really hard thing because you're not in a place probably where you trust your own judgment when it comes to food, when it comes to your weight, especially if you've been up and down a few times like I had. If you've tried several diets and they seem to fail you and you feel like a failure because you're just not making it work. We feel like we've made promises to ourselves that we've broken. We feel like we can't stick to anything. We feel like, oh, I lose it, but I gain it back. But here's the thing, your body actually knows what it needs. You need to trust yourself. You need to trust that your body will adopt to these healthy foods, that your taste buds will adopt to these healthy foods, because mine sure did. I don't crave those awful foods that hurt me so much. I crave healthy foods. I actually crave my morning cucumber and tomato salad. I look forward to it so much. Start small. Pay attention to how your body reacts to things. Notice what gives you energy. Notice what makes you feel good. Notice what makes you feel guilty. Notice what makes you feel heavy, and slow down. Your body is going to tell you what the right foods are. The more you practice trusting yourself, the more you will trust yourself. It's like muscle memory. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And this mindset will become a permanent thing, because your old instinct of turning to food for the wrong reasons will become, oh, I need to give my body nutrition now, and I'm going to enjoy it with a good meal. And that will become your new instinct over time. It does take time, but you didn't develop your unhealthy eating habits overnight. So it's going to take time to replace that with healthy eating habits being your natural choice. But trust me, like me, they will become your natural choice. They will become your go-to, and you'll look forward to it and love it. And that's the incredible part about it. I would not have believed you if you told me, Easter, you know what? You're going to be just as happy without sugar as you think you're happy now. 2 years ago, I had no idea that I could love food so much without eating the things that were killing me, literally. Mindset number 5 is to stop comparing yourself to others. Your journey is your own, and it's not about competing with someone else. It's not about comparing yourself to someone else. In a healthy way, you can say, oh, Easter did it. I think I can do it too. But it's not about how come she did it and I can't. It's about taking positivity out of everybody's situations and saying, yeah, I can do that too. And make a plan for yourself and start your journey and take the actions you need to take by eating healthy foods, by incorporating exercises, by stopping the mental cycle of emotionally wanting to eat and finding strategies, coping strategies, other videos that I have on my and coping strategies. Here's where I say go to those videos on my channel. I don't know how to put the connection in the little box right here, but if I can figure it out, I'll put it in. But go to the videos that tell you how to deal with emotional eating and give you the strategies and the coping mechanisms to get you away from that. This is something that is critical to your success, because if you don't deal with your emotions, if you don't deal with why you need to comfort eat, you're always going to turn back to it because it's what you know. You need to know something new. You need to teach yourself a new habit. You need to teach yourself a new lifestyle. And you can do this. I did it. It took me 23 months to lose 200 pounds, but you can do it too. There's no reason why you can't. Number 6 is about going from negativity to positivity. How do we do that? Number 1, wake up in the morning, purposefully smile. Get up and then think to yourself, okay, I'm going to start my day with being grateful. And list at least 5. I try to go for 10 or more things that you're grateful for. I do this every morning because if I'm focused on, oh my gosh, I've got so much to do today and blah, 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 and I don't take time to connect with my creator, with my version of God, and I don't take time to be thankful for the good life that I have. And my life isn't easy always, but there's good in it. So I'm thankful for the good things in my life. I'm thankful for the good people in my life. I'm thankful for the good people in my life. So if you wake up with gratitude, it changes your mindset from negatively focusing on how much you have to do or the things you don't want to do to a positive, thankful, grateful attitude, and then you're refreshed and you're ready to start your day with the right focus. Mindset number 7 is about going from a place of fear to a place of courage. Conquering fear isn't about saying, I'm not going to be afraid. Conquering fear looks like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of terrified about this, but I'm going to do it anyways. That's courage. That is what it takes. That's what I did. I woke up one day and I said, oh yeah, I'm not going to see my grandchildren grow up. My daughter's right. I have been diagnosed to die within 5 to 7 years unless I change my lifestyle completely and lose this weight. And I said, I'm terrified of living without sugar. I'm terrified of living without my comfort foods. I'm terrified that I'm not going to be able to do this because I've failed so many times. But you know what? I did it anyways. Fear is a lie telling you you can't do something. So let that lie be there and say, that's fine, I'm going to do it anyhow. And then the fear will go away because mine sure did, and yours will too. Mindset shift number 9. Go from self-criticism to self-compassion. Instead of remembering every time you failed, instead of if you have a moment you slip up and dwelling on that for the next 3 weeks or 3 months or 3 years, you look at yourself with self-compassion. You say, oh gosh, you know what? I slipped up. And then you take your focus off of it and you say, okay, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm getting right back on the highway. I'm jumping in and I'm going to stick to this now. Do not overthink a mistake. Do not over process it for days and days. Do not ruminate on it. And especially don't beat yourself up for a long time. Don't beat yourself up at all. You need to understand that you're human and mistakes happen, but don't let it ruin your progress. Don't let it ruin your thinking. Don't let it take away the victories that you've already experienced. It's a slip up. It's not a prediction of your future. It's not a game changer where you have to stop making progress. Take your eyes off of it and look forward. If you always look back, you'll never move forward because you can't see what's in front of you. But if you turn around and look forward, you see the steps you need to take to move forward and you walk in that direction. My last mindset shift is about going from an attitude of lacking to an attitude of abundance. So instead of thinking about never having these things that you think you need for comfort and for your emotions and to help get you through the day, and to think that food is your only friend. Instead of focusing on that, why don't you look at what you have to gain? Because there is so much. Your energy level, your health. Come on, guys, your health. That's big. Your ability to get up with a bounce in your step and face your day. How about going to bed without pain at night because you're carrying way too many pounds around? How about doing your job without running out of steam all the time? Or how about, like me, if you're somebody who can't walk across the room without losing your breath, to somebody who can now walk kilometers and kilometers at a time? This mindset shift is going to help you so much. There's so much to gain. Focus on what your gains are. Focus on what your purpose is. Focus on all the things you have to win by doing this. So, as usual, I'm going to wrap up asking you which of these mindset shifts resonate with you. Please drop a comment and let me know what you're going to adopt into your thinking right away. Right away. Do it today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for next week. Don't wait for next month. Don't wait for next year. Start today and employ these powerful mindset shifts that will help you on your journey so very much. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button. And I can't wait to hear from you because you guys are awesome. Your comments, I adore your comments. I adore you. And I thank you so much being so involved with each other and so involved in this community. You totally rock. And I will be back very soon with more.